industry for well over 27 years now. I've worked at hotels, I've worked at the convention center, and ultimately at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. And part of my responsibility is to attract members to our organization and then promote those members back out to folks that are coming into town to visit Baltimore and the surrounding areas. So to keep it short, that is primarily what I do. And I also do development work, trying to find sponsorships for certain activities that we have going on within our agency.
My name is Jan Duplain, and I'm with Cultural Tourism DC, which is a nonprofit coalition of over 240 cultural groups in Washington. And we do heritage trails, and we started 20 years ago by a historian in Washington who said we need to know where we are. And so one of the things that we do is put plaques up in different locations all over Washington, so you know where you are. And our message to really the Washingtonians and to visitors is Washington, D.C. is more than just the monuments and the malls. That we have neighborhoods, and in those neighborhoods we have some wonderful opportunities from museums and heritage trails and all sorts of things. And my claim to fame, if you will, my claim to fame is that 7 years ago, we said, one of the things that we have that is unique in Washington, D.C. is we have more embassies here than anywhere in the world, 190 plus. And we have not utilized those embassies. We haven't opened the doors, and so many people drive by and you see these beautiful embassies, but you don't know what's going on inside. So I went around knocking on doors saying, will you open your doors? And this was after 9/11, and people said, you know, they're just not going to do it. Security is, they're not just going to open it to the public. These are governments, these are countries. But they did. That was 7 years ago. We're now heading into our 8th year. We have 30,000 people plus to go, and it's considered one of the, I think, one of the great events in Washington, D.C. during the month of May, which the mayor proclaimed International Cultural Awareness Month. So, hope you'll all come and discuss more.
Good afternoon. My name is Neil Shoemaker, and I started a company called Harlem Heritage Tours in the year 1998. And I don't come from a tourism background, from a banking background, but what I noticed is that there were so many buses coming into my immediate environment. And once they had snacks, and I said, you know, I'm going to get these people off the buses, and I can walk them to the Heritage in Harlem. And so, again, I knew nothing about tourism, and I approached them from the standpoint of not knowing anything about tourism, and I said, what kind of tour would I like to take? I want you to come alive for me. And I guess my claim to fame is incorporating technology into the tourism experience. When I walked to Harlem, I have a speaker on my back, another iPad on my arm, and I walk in the community. And if I walk past the Malcolm X folk, I'm going to give a narrative, I'm going to actually show you video of Malcolm X speaking right there, and have a speech play, so you see him speaking, giving a speech, and he back then, while you stand right there. So the idea is kind of walk in the footsteps of history and heritage. And like I said, I started out, I know a lot about tourism. A name was mentioned, Leslie Doggett. I don't want to be long-winded, but you may know Leslie. I visited my local business conventions bureau, and I told her that the name of my company would be Home and Harlem Tours. She said to me, the fastest growing segment of the travel and tourism industry is heritage tourism. I ran down to the city, changed the name to Harlem Heritage Tours. Best thing I ever did. And from there, developing themed tours, celebrating civil rights, celebrating the Harlem Renaissance, celebrating contemporary Harlem, celebrating urban culture, celebrating, not celebrating, but recognizing gentrification. But most importantly, the kids that were in this room, getting them to realize that where they're from, something important happened. Malcolm X walked right through the neighborhood where you walk. And if you do great things here, you can do great things too. Now, lastly, I really appreciate Lou bringing out the kids and the educators, because I would like to see a cultural tourism piece within the curriculum of our local schools. I got kids coming from all over the world, and when they come from programs around the world where they teach the tourism regularly. And it's to kind of use the industry of tourism to preserve the culture and to contribute to the development of the local economy. You've got so much culture, history, and heritage out there. The kids over here should be in the schools, engaged in some type of cultural tourism curriculum in the school. I think that's next. I think that's pretty good.
Great suggestion.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Joanne Martin, founder along with my late husband, Dr. Ellen Martin, of the National Ccchts Museum. The museum opened as a museum in 1983, but our history goes back to the story that many of you heard about the young boy. So the late 70s, as a result of that incident with the young boy saying he didn't want to be as black as he was in the picture. My husband and I took some money that we were able to make a down payment on a house, and we bought 4 wax figures that we would take around the city of Baltimore, D.C., set up as exhibits, and then take them back with us to our 2-bedroom apartment. So if you come in at any time and look at the apartment, I was seeing nervous, and I was the food head on the dresser, and Frederick Douglass's torso in the corner, and so forth. So that was our very humble beginning. We were a traveling exhibit that my husband gave the lofty name, the Martin's Wax Exhibition of Great Afro-Americans. So we throw them in a pack back in our car, as I said, and take them and set them up in the schools, in churches, malls. My husband Elmer started gathering so much stuff that in the guest bedroom, he couldn't even open the door after a while, so we'd have to push it open as far as we could and pitch things in. So he finally understood my insistence that it was miracle I was doing had to go. He moved into a storefront in downtown Baltimore in 1983 with 22 wax figures. And then we moved in 1988 to North Avenue, where we're located now. And got accustomed to being called those crazy Martins for a number of reasons. One of them that we moved into a fragile community of East Baltimore, where, as I said, we are now deliberately. Because, as I also said, my husband was very much a product of the Black consciousness, Black power time. But he said that community development and cultural development go hand in hand. He said that conventional wisdom all over this nation is that you hide your poverty areas, and once you succeed in hiding them, then you can succeed in neglecting them. But that we were going to create a museum so compelling that people from all over were going to come and visit. Most of our visitors, we do about 150,000 now, and we've done, especially when we first moved on North Avenue, as much as 200,000, but 65% of those visitors come from out of state. And they show that they will come to a fragile community in East Baltimore, away from the inner harbor. And so we're saying, why not develop that? Why not create a museum that would be a block-long museum, but provide economic opportunities to show our children what tourism means and how it can be an economic engine. To show that a museum can be a catalyst for revitalizing a fragile community. To show that it can spark something. To show when people from New York and so forth come to the museum, the first thing they ask is what else is there to see and do. And all we can say is, well, there's a Wendy's and a McDonald's. So we're there to try to make those things.
Give our wonderful panelists a round. And so typically, I ask a question, and maybe I ask it directly to one panelist, and after that panelist answers, another panelist wants to chime in, that's fine. But then the next question should come from the audience if you have questions. Not, I have plenty of questions. So we want to get your voices and your comments.